Welcome, everyone, to the Predictive Playbook. I am your host, John Ryan, and my co host, Ronald, is joining me for what is the NBA Triple Double Show. We're the double, and we give out three complete, comprehensive breakdowns of NBA games for the Monday slate, which is December the 6th, 2021. Welcome to the show, Ronald. We're going to get right at it. We have Washington Wizards on the road playing the Indiana Pacers. 57% of the bets so far in early action are on the Pacers, being a home favorite of 5 points. The line opened at five. There's been no change in that. Total opened at 211. No change in that. Ronald, take me to where the best bet might be in this matchup.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this game, and the Wizards are on the second of back-to-back road games. They lost and did not cover yesterday against the Toronto Raptors, and they're kind of struggling after overachieving a little bit at the beginning of the season. The Wizards are now 4-7 straight up and 3-8 against the spread in their last 11. They're also 24th in the league in offensive rating and 26th in the league in defensive rating during that 11-game span. I think once they get Rui Hachimura and Thomas Bryant back, they'll get back to their winning ways and make that run to stay in the playoff hunt in the Eastern Conference. But right now they're kind of struggling, and the Pacers, on the other hand, they're on a 3-7 straight up in their last 10 games as well. But they've really picked it up defensively. They're fifth in the league in defensive rating in their last 10 games. They just haven't been able to kind of put it all together offensively yet. In this specific matchup, I'm giving the edge to the Pacers, mainly because of their defense and how they've been playing defensively lately, and the extra rest advantage. I have them being the Wizards here by about 8 points. I'll go with the Pacers -5.
I like it, Ronald. In terms of some of the trends that I saw here on the total, I do kind of have a little bit of a lean here with knowing that the over is 12-1 in the last 13 Wizard games when they're playing a team with a losing straight up record, which the Pacers currently have. Do you agree with that or disagree with my lean?
Yeah, well, I kind of agree with that because on the Pacers side, even though they've been playing really great defense lately, their games have been still going over the total. So I think I do agree with that lean.
Okay, I like that quite a bit. Let's move on to the Nuggets game. The Denver Nuggets are on the road at the Chicago Bulls, which you and I, before the season started, both said that one, if there was a futures bet to make, it was over 42 and a half.
Yeah.
So far, we're looking pretty good with that, with a 16-8 record straight up for the Bulls. They're also 16-8 against the spread, and they do have a really high probability of when they win the game, they cover. Not all the
Yeah.
time, but it's pretty well correlated.
Hmm.
Denver 11-11 on the season, just 9-13 against the number. Bulls are 6-4 last 10. Denver's 3-7. It sounds like the Chicago Bulls here are a pretty cheap price at -4. But what do you think?
Yeah. So the Nuggets are coming off an outright win against the Knicks, where they put up like over 90 points in the first three quarters, and they kind of slowed it down in the fourth. And the Bulls, they're on a 3-game winning streak, including an outright win over the Nets just 2 days ago. Kind of think both of these teams have a chance to fall flat offensively here for reasons we actually mentioned multiple times in the show. I think you mentioned this one where when a team comes off a game where they shot over 50%, then they kind of regress a bit the following game. And I think that's kind of what I'm expecting from the Nuggets here, especially against a top 10 defensive unit like the one the Bulls have. And on the Bulls side, for myself, I like to think teams kind of fall flat in 1-game homestands between road trips, and that's a situation they're in right now. And also, there's also that letdown factor after beating the Nets outright in their last game. So those situations, along with the Nuggets playing with the slowest pace in the league, I think I would take the under here. I think it's set at 216 right now. I probably would take the under here.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm puzzled by the fact that Denver, I think, has covered just 2 games in their last 9, and they have been ripping off overs as you mentioned at 7 straight in a row. So the lean to the under does make sense to me, but I actually in my models have Chicago priced as a 7.5 point favorite, and I'm wondering if there's player news that may affect this line as the day rolls along. And I'm just actually looking that up as we speak. But
Yeah.
do you know of any injuries or players that might be questionable that it would be a game time decision?
I mean, I know a couple people got hit with the COVID. They're out for COVID. I think it was Rivers and Bobo. Bobo doesn't play too much anyways, but Rivers might maybe affect the line a little bit, but I'm not too sure. No one, no big news that we don't already
Yeah.
know. The Nuggets already have some guys who've been out for the season.
Yeah. So I see the same thing. There's 3 players on Denver with COVID. Alex Caruso is downgraded to doubtful for this game with a hamstring, but that was
Oh,
news.
okay. I think as crazy as it sounds, I think losing Caruso on the defensive side of the ball, and also how he plays and kind of helps run that offense from the bench. I think that that could move the line the total at least a little bit. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. That's tough. I still lean the under here.
Yeah, and Javante Green and Kobe White are also out because of quarantine for the
Yeah,
Bulls, and I
that
don't
makes
think
sense.
they have that much of an impact as does Alex Caruso.
Yeah, I know Kobe White. He was out last game too, so I thought that was I don't I thought that was like known injury too. But he kind of affects the number from the offensive side of the ball, just because he's kind of like the offensive threat off the bench for the Bulls.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, my models have a high probability that the Bulls, regardless of who's out on the court, and this is with Caruso being out of it, they're gonna shoot 48% or better from the field against Denver, who, as you alluded to, is decided not to play the defense that they were playing earlier this year in 7 consecutive overs. In games that the Bulls have shot 48% or better, they're 4-0 this year. They are 25-11 the last 3 years. So this is on my short list for a show best bet for sure on the Bulls. And I believe you, as you said, you like the under as a lean at this point.
Yeah.
So we'll move to the last game. And last game at 10:35 Eastern Standard Time tonight is the LA Clippers taking on the Portland Trailblazers. Portland is a losing record, surprising to me and you, I'm sure. 11-13. They've only covered 9 games of the 24. Last 10, they're 5-5. And the Clippers too. Just a monumental mountain of issues to deal with on the Clippers team, from injuries to COVID to just having enough guys to play.
Yeah.
Their record's 12-12, 10-14 against the number, 7-3 are their last 10. What do you see in this game, Ronald?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm looking at the side here. The Blazers really struggling on the defensive side of the ball. They're 28th in the league in defensive rating this season. So they've really had to rely on their offense to win games. But without Lillard and their top bench scorer, Anthony Simons, that's going to be tough to do. I know the Blazers are 10-3 straight up and 9-4 against the spread at home, but it's just different with those two guys out of the lineup. And I think Little is also game time decision. And McCollum, even though he'll play, he got hurt in the last game. I think he hurt his rib, so
Yep,
that might
that's
affect
exactly
his
right.
game as well. And the Clippers, they're coming off an outright loss to the Sacramento Kings, where they just shot 38% from the field. We mentioned how, teams shoot over 50% and they regress a little bit. When they shoot under 40%, sometimes we expect them to kind of bounce back offensively. And I think that's what I expect from the Clippers today. With how bad the Blazers have been defensively, I don't think that's out of the question. Batum is also a game time decision for them as well. So that might help them, boost their offense a little bit if he's able to play. The Clippers D has been pretty solid all season long, and it's probably a big reason why they're where they are in the Western Conference standings. They're fourth in the league in defensive rating this season, but just 26th in the league in offensive rating. So they do struggle offensively a little bit. But I think the key to this game is both defenses. A lack of defense on the Blazers side and defensive efficiency on the Clippers side. And just a small bounce back offensively from the Clippers should be able to take care of it. And I think the Clippers can win this one. I would probably take the Clippers -3.
Yeah, and I agree with you on this. The only thing that was holding me back was the fact that Portland is a different team at home, but they're without their star player, so you can throw those numbers kind of out the window. But they score 4 more points per game at home than they do on the road, and that being 113.4.
Mhm.
And they're 10-3 and 9-4 against the number in home games. But I think this matchup, as you broke it down, clearly favors the Clippers here, and you're only laying a small number here. You're not, it's not -7, it's not -7.5, and the Clippers are the superior team. No if, ands, or buts about it. They are definitely the better team in this matchup going into tonight. Yeah, so I think -3 is a good play there. Yeah, Clippers are also 45-28 against teams that are good passing teams by definition, averaging 23 or more assists per game.
Mhm.
Games played the last 2 seasons, so that speaks well for the Clippers in addition to everything else. So then we'll come to the best bets for the show, Ronald, and I'll let you lead it off, and then I'll give out mine. So take it away.
Yeah, I think my best bet for the show today is probably going to be the Clippers here. I just want to back the Clippers in this spot with the Blazers missing a couple key scorers, and just the difference in defense here. I think the Clippers should be able to win this one close to double digits.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and I will also add the second best bet for the show in the Chicago Bulls. And I just, even with the lineup changes due to guys being out, COVID, etc. Chicago has proved to me over their 24 games that they have guys that'll step up and play the role. And when it's their time to get in the game, they play with intensity and they play well. There's really no disjunction, disconnection with the chemistry of the team. It's next man up, and they just roll. So I think we're getting the Bulls here at -4 at a really cheap price. And of course, keep your eyes and ears pinned to the NBA media to see if there are any changes. But with COVID, there's protocols in place, so it's unlikely the players we mentioned would change status today or any day this week. Any other thoughts, Ronald?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a premium play today. I'm on a 10-3 run in the NBA, so after a flat start, kind of starting to pick it up. I think I mentioned too last season. I started off pretty slow in the beginning of the season and ended up going number 1 at SportsMemo. So starting to pick it up now with more data and information available, and I'm just excited for the rest of the season now.
Yeah, you and me both. This is great. College football had a spectacular set Friday and Saturday, especially Saturday, and now that's going to calm down for a little bit. And my focus too, is going to be more on the college hoops and the NBA. So that's great. So that'll be a wrap for today's show. Thanks for watching the Triple Double, and on behalf of Ronald, myself, and SportsMemo.com, may all the wins be yours.